Muy buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenos días, my people, my brother, my father, my fellow, my hija, como un guía aquí, editor visual de Lucha Libre Online. Hey, I'm here with two gentlemen, and, well, to be honest with you guys, if you don't know who these two guys are, you need to seek for help, okay? You have seen these guys in WWE. If you don't know who these guys are, go Google it, please. Do a favor for yourself. Listen, I'm here with two guys that are traveling right now. They are making huge things. They were recently in Uganda doing huge things. I'm here with Mansoor and his tag team partner, Mason D. Madden. Guys,
yeah, he has a lot of names.
So you're doing the like math.
Like 5 names.
welcome, guys. How you doing?
We're doing great. A little jet lagged, or actually, we're just finally adjusting to being overseas right in time to go home.
It's been crazy. We went to Paris, then Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, then Entebbe and Mukono, Uganda. Now we're in Dubai. I'm going to Qatar. We're going to Bahrain. Yeah, we're going everywhere. We're excited, but exhausted.
We have been wrestling so much since leaving the biggest wrestling company in the world.
Yeah, where we didn't wrestle that much.
Wrestle at all.
Yeah, but they paid us a lot more, which is really weird.
You were posing in the biggest company in the.
That's true. We were posing very hard.
Yeah.
We worked really hard on our poses. That's a good point.
Training the poses and things of that nature, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were picked to be the models for a reason. Our dashing good looks, our charisma, and our excellent poses. We're huge posers.
We know that. Guys, now that you mentioned WWE, I would like to start the interview asking you guys, what were you doing when you received the news in September that you were no longer going to be working with a big company? What you were doing? How did you react? What was it?
Well, Mansoor got the call first and let me know, and I was like, "Oh, sweet." I made it. I was actually.
You thought you were the Michaels. Right?
I thought I was the Michaels, and Janetti got cut.
Yeah.
I was driving my youngest daughter to preschool, and her preschool is located in a little bit of a dead zone, so I actually just missed the call. And I got the call like as soon as I got out of the dead zone, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah. When I got my call to say I was fired, I was asleep. I was fucking sleeping in. Woke up at like noon to a voicemail from the head of TR at the time, Dan, basically saying, "Hey, Mansoor, call me back." And for a second, I was like, "No, fuck no, I'm not gonna. Why the fuck would I call you back for you to tell me you fired me? I know you fired me. Why am I gonna call you back?" And I thought I might as well be a little bit professional. You know what's so funny? I just saw a news article saying that the people who just got fired from WWE, it was done more respectfully than the past times people have been fired. Me personally, I don't remember getting the call and them saying, "Fuck off." Like they were like, "Sorry, we have to cut you. I hope we can still do business down the line." I was like, okay. Like, what was happening before that? Were people getting the finger as they were getting kicked out of the door? But anyway, I digress. It feels bad because, you never want to feel like somebody doesn't want you around. This is your dream job to work for the biggest, most historic wrestling company in the world. But at the same time, you kind of have to know when something isn't working out. And it kind of felt like we knew our time was coming. And it was only a matter of time before we got the call.
So basically, you were ready. You were ready to receive the news.
You kind of have to be, because just the nature of how they did it, especially at the time. Like, I remember texting everybody yesterday, and I was like, man, I don't miss hearing that there are releases, and then just like scrolling through Twitter to make sure I'm not one of them that got released. Because in a lot of cases, you find out on Twitter first.
Yeah.
So you're always ready when you're not like, you weren't Roman.
Yeah.
We weren't Randy. So I was like, okay.
I mean, when I saw that, Dolph Nick Nemeth got cut, I was like, oh, nobody's safe. This is a guy who's been in the company for like 15 years. Almost
world champion. World champion.
Yeah, world champion has basically been on TV consistently for a decade and a half. And
for his entire adult life.
It's like, that's a star. That is a bona fide worldwide star. And even if he's not safe, then who is really? But, you know, it is what it is. And it's given us the opportunity to show a lot more of our personality. Like I always tell people, you know, 3 months before we got fired, we got taken off TV because they wanted to kill the gimmick. They said, you guys aren't maximum male models anymore. We're going to come up with something new. And from that day on, we weren't allowed to really go to TV. We weren't traveling. We were just sitting at home for 3 months. And what we were doing that entire time, we were filming pitches. We were making vignettes. We were flying to Stamford, Connecticut, and pitching ideas directly to the creative team because we wanted to show that we were not going to sit idly by and collect a paycheck. We wanted to work. The problem is when you work for WWE, they decide when you get to work. Now, the benefit of being not in WWE is that we get to go across the world, wrestle in Paris, and go to fucking Uganda and wrestle on dirt. And have an incredible moment like that that couldn't have happened if we were still in WWE. So, yeah, I miss a lot of things. I miss the people.
I miss the money.
The money was nice, too. It was. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there's pros and cons.
The freedom, we sent a picture of us in Saudi, in Riyadh, from a couple of days ago to our wives. We have a group chat where us and our wives. And my wife said, you guys look so tired, but you look so happy. And that's exactly what it's been for the past, what has it been, 6 months now almost?
September, we got let go in September. And there was 3 months of non-compete, which means we were not wrestling for 6 entire months. So we got taken off TV 3 months and then fired. 3 month non-compete. We started wrestling again in September, October, December. So December, January, February, March, April, it's been about half a year. And I can say that in those 6 months, I'm pretty sure we've had more matches than like our entire main roster run. Yeah.
And so we're definitely tired, but we're so fulfilled. We're having the time of our lives. We're working with all of these young, great, independent talent. That a lot of guys that we've heard of that we've only just like wanted to get in the
I never gotten to meet. I'm so happy that we got to meet all these new people who I never would have known if not for being released, because there's some really amazing talent and people on the independent scene.
Okay. I was looking at some projects that you have over there. You are currently right now in a tour, the MSM tour. You mentioned at the beginning of the interview you were traveling to places like France, Qatar. Where are you located right now? Where are you going? What is there's like a big plan for you guys to wrestle in a specific place?
Yeah, right now we're in Dubai. We're wrestling in a couple of days, which is going to be a blast. His family is coming, which is super cool. They're going to get to watch the show, and they're going to vacation here a little bit. It's a beautiful city. We love the UAE. I'm wrestling in Qatar, and then we are both going to be wrestling next week in Bahrain at the Bahrain Comic-Con for Kingdom Pro Wrestling. So we got a lot more in the tank.
This trip has kind of been the thing on the horizon for a while. For us, there's been a lot of planning and trying to get all our ducks in a row with this. But we do have a lot of stuff coming up that we can't say quite yet. But
we have a very special booking that's going to be announced very soon that will also take us across the seas, but we can't tell you just yet. But we are very excited.
Okay, perfect. I found this in Instagram and on YouTube. Can you guys enlighten me? Can you guys tell me what is the Insiders TV?
Yeah.
So that takes us all the way back to the first time we weren't getting booked, which was in NXT. We were in NXT. We were a couple of guys that weren't doing a whole lot, and a couple of our friends that weren't doing a whole lot. Shane Thorne at the time, Shane Haste in New Japan right now. Dijak was also not doing a whole lot.
Which is crazy because he's like the best wrestler in the world, but he wasn't on TV for like a year. Anyway. Big
Damo would pop in all the time. It's kind of just our group of friends, and we would just stream on Twitch. For the most part, the original three, the big three, was me, Manny, and Shane. and we were basically Twitch jackass.
Yeah.
We told wrestling stories, and we chopped each other and beat each other up for Twitch donations.
Yeah, for more money, they'd kick my ass.
Yeah.
Like, if we got $1,000. So one time Shane put wax on his hand, and he gave me a big chop, and he left it there, and then he pulled out, and his hand was covered in chest hair. So we would do crazy shit like that just to pump ourselves and make a little extra money. Eventually, of course, the company did not find that very entertaining or funny.
It wasn't our fault.
So we had to stop. Yeah, much like Snitsky, it wasn't our fault. But when we got released, we were like, let's bring that spirit back. Let's be the insiders again. Let's stream on twitch.tv/greatblack. Let me put over your fucking Twitch stream. We stream on twitch.tv/greatblackotaku. OTAKU. Pretty much weekly. We have a big stream coming up, but I'll get into that later.
And it was especially big for us just because in that 3 months that we couldn't compete anywhere, it's what kept us sane, it's what kept us relevant, it's what kept us kind of hot. We made a bit of a name for ourselves doing Twitch streams that we converted to TikToks, and it got people talking about us, and it kept our interest alive, which in that 90-day period, which is kind of designed to take the, some of the simmer off of you. So we love it. We need to do it more often. We've been neglecting it since we've been so busy. But yeah, that's one of the things we do.
Okay, perfect. Let me try to say something in Spanish. Mi gente, las redes sociales de Mansoor y Mason D. Madden están disponibles en lo que es en YouTube como The Insiders TV MXM, The Insiders TV, y también lo pueden encontrar en Instagram, The Insiders TV, The Insiders ZTV, así es como se escribe.
With a Z, con Z.
Con una Z.
Z.
Con una Z, y Great Black Otaku es el canal de ellos de Twitch. Ahí lo pueden encontrar. Guys, there are a couple of kids over there in a very special place in Africa called Uganda. They have been doing amazing things with professional wrestling, doing spears, power bombs, choke slams, all those moves very well executed, not in a professional wrestling ring, but in an improvised wrestling ring with bamboo sticks, ropes, a soft ground clay, and they got people's attention. There is a moment that we see the bad guy, the colonizer, Mr. Lord White, taking advantage of Lord Blanco, el Señor Blanco, taking advantage of a very popular Ugandan wrestler. And out of nowhere, just like an RKO, these two gentlemen up here. I don't know how, and I'm pretty sure that teleportation is not the answer. How did you guys get to Uganda? Why did you get to Uganda? What got your attention?
Well, we saw soft ground wrestling blow up on Twitter along with everybody else. And, we were fans, and Mason, he retweeted them, and basically they were like, hey, if you ever want to do something together, let us know. Maybe we can, do a stream, or we can co-promote. We were like, yeah, sure. And then this Middle East tour came up, and Mason was like, wouldn't it be funny if we flew to Uganda while we were in the Middle East? And I said, yeah, that'd be funny. And then we were like, but what if we did? What if we actually did? Because we're never going to be this close to Uganda ever again. And it's not that close, but it's certainly closer than, wherever else.
Orlando.
Yeah, so we decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's go to Uganda on our own. Because it's tough over there. A lot of the wrestlers in soft ground wrestling are actual orphans.
Yeah, so one of the things that we found out kind of in the process of planning for this trip is that they call themselves orphans because a lot of them are just orphan kids. They don't have much. They sleep on the ground on a plot of land that they don't even own. And they really just put on this show for the love of the game and the fact that they just love professional wrestling.
We were so impressed by the fact that they just loved wrestling so much. They did it not for money, not for fame. They just did it because they love it. And they watched WWE and AEW and New Japan, and they're just studying and studying and studying, and so that they can do it. And they don't even have a ring, and yet they do it and they love it. And by the way, actually not that bad to bump on soft ground. It doesn't really. It's actually pretty decent. All they need really is some real ropes, and I think we can get some really good shows going on. But yeah, we flew to Entebbe in Uganda, and we drove from Entebbe to the village of Mukono, where they train. And there's like 100 students there. And we went and we ate with them, and we filmed these videos with them. And they were so inspiring because their love for professional wrestling was so apparent. And they wore it on their sleeve. And it was amazing working with them because you could just tell how much they loved doing this. There was no bitterness, no resentment, just pure love for the sport.
I saw a video in which you guys are actually teaching them how to take advantage of the camera angles, facial expressions, how to execute correctly certain moves. And you can see in their faces is that they are watching. They want to learn. They want to make this bigger. And something that I understand too is that they are trying to get enough money to get their own professional wrestling ring. So, is there any information extra that you would like to add to the situation that these guys are going through in Uganda?
Yeah, so they actually do. Will Ospreay very generously donated money for them to get a wrestling ring down there to Uganda. The trouble is, it's not like The Sims where you can just buy something and it just magically appears there. Especially to get to such a remote place in the middle of Uganda. They're called the Pearl of Africa. It's right there in the freaking center. And so there's a lot of issues trying to get a giant wrestling ring to that village. And on top of that, there's taxes and all kinds of stuff that they have to clear beyond all that, which is actually why we're kind of running a promotion where we're selling T-shirts on foryourwear.com, FORWEAR.com. It's a cross-promotion shirt between us and Soft Ground Pro Wrestling. All of the proceeds from that go to funding them, getting their land, and getting that ring cleared through taxes. And we're going to also be running a charity stream, fundraiser stream, on our Twitch stream. It's going to be May 6th. Yeah. And all of that money is also going to go to them because they need it, and we want to help them in any way we can.
That's going to be a blast. I would really encourage anybody watching to join us on May 6th. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a lot of special surprise guests coming, and we're just going to be raising money to make sure that these kids are well taken care of, fed. A lot of them sleep on the floor, and they need beds. They only have the land they train on until December. The money that was raised via GoFundMe, it got them through until December. The landlord wants to start a sugarcane plantation. He wanted to kick them off so he could grow sugarcane. But luckily, they raised enough money to say, no, let us keep wrestling until the end of the year. So we're going to get them some money to keep the land, to get some beds, food, and hopefully maybe a bus or a van so they can travel Uganda and take their show on the road. That would make their dreams come true. Because right now, they don't have a crowd. They just have each other. Because people in Uganda, the majority of people don't have a means of transportation. They can't drive to Mukono, which is a village, to watch the show. So instead, Soft Ground Wrestling wants to take their show on the road to all the places around Uganda, to the major cities. But for that, they need funds. So May 6th, we're doing the stream where you can donate, or you can buy our T-shirt together on foryourwear.com.
Okay, perfect. Let me finish this with in Spanish. Mi gente, las redes sociales de ellos nuevamente están disponibles en lo que es en Instagram y en YouTube, The Insiders TV, con una Z, como le dijo Mansoor hace poquito. Y pues Mansoor y Mason pues están viajando, están pues haciendo lo suyo, están también ayudando a la gente de Uganda, los luchadores de SUSCRÍBETE Wrestling. Muchos luchadores han estado ayudando también. Ahí vimos un poquito también de Will Ospreay, que está contribuyendo un poquito, algunos luchadores de Japón que estuvieron ahí viajando. Así que pendientes a lo que es Lucha Libre Online y Dark Lion Productions para más información con respecto a la situación con los luchadores de Uganda, y pues para más información obviamente con Mason y Mansoor, que probablemente vamos a tener en otra entrevista más adelante. Guys, thanks a lot for your time. I know you have to travel, you have to sleep, you have to take some airplanes, you need to get rid of jet lag and all that stuff. Thank you for your time. Is there something else you would like to say, any message to the Latino community?
I just want to say thank you for being professional wrestling fans.
Yes.
Just like what we told Uganda, if you have love for professional wrestling, we have love for you. Without all of you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you. Muchas gracias. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Perfect.
Okay, cool. And I hope one day, God willing,
you sound just like you sounded just like my vecino, my neighbor.
Oh, great.
Yeah, well, that's Manny. So
yeah, I'm Manny. Yeah. Yeah, and we would love to wrestle in Mexico or South America one day. So hopefully we can see you guys soon.
Okay, perfect. Jacobo Munguía aquí para Lucha Libre Online y Dark Lion Productions. Bien acompañado de Mansoor y Mason. Señoras y señores, gracias. Recuerden, Lucha Libre Online, la marca número 1 en español. Y pues, hablando de español, nadie lo hace mejor. Nos vemos. Hasta la próxima.